My daughter, did you think your tears fell unseen? Did you believe your soul was crying out in solitude, invisible to me? I saw it, every single moment. I watched as that promise crumbled in your hands like fine sand. I felt the cold blade of betrayal pierce your hope, right through the very center of your heart. I know the echo of your silent screams in the darkness. Why me, God? What did I do so wrong to deserve this? Does my love, my loyalty, mean absolutely nothing? Listen to me now, for this is my truth that will scatter your shadows. You did not arrive at this message by accident, nor by some algorithm. You were brought here by my love, because you are a beloved daughter of the King, a true princess in my kingdom. And I have descended from my eternal throne, not to scold you, but to gather every single fragment of that heart they stole from you. I have come to heal you myself. Before my divine hands begin the miraculous work of transforming this wound into your crown of strength, I want you to make a covenant with me, sealed in the heavens and declared on earth. This is not a passive act. It is a declaration of war against the lie and a proclamation of your royal bloodline. Right now, with the unbreakable force of your spirit, go down to the comments and write, so that all of creation may hear it. I am a beloved daughter of the King. My worth is non-negotiable, and no betrayal can snatch my heart from his divine hands. Declare it. Feel how each word rebuilds a stone in the foundation of your soul. Reclaim your identity. This is your armor. And if this divine whisper is the balm your soul is crying out for, then join this family of the courageous. Subscribe, because with every new dawn, I have a fresh word, a breath of life to remind you of who you are and to whom you eternally belong. Now draw near and let me tell you a secret from heaven, a story I wrote with you in mind. There was once a potter, the master of the heavens, and in his hands, which had shaped the galaxies, he decided to create his most personal masterpiece. He took the purest alabaster, white as the snow on the sacred mountain, and with a love that was pure melody, his fingers danced upon it. He did not rush his work. He breathed his own life into it, giving it a unique, unrepeatable form. He designed it for a single glorious purpose, to hold the most precious spikenard, a perfume whose fragrance was the very essence of unconditional love. That vessel was you in your original innocence and beauty. And the perfume, that was the heart full of love and trust you were destined to pour out. The potter, my own heart, delighted in you. He placed you in a place of honor, where the light made you shine, revealing every perfect vein, every loving curve of your being. But one day, a hand came. A hand that had been entrusted with your care, that had been allowed to admire your beauty. But it was a careless hand, a hand that failed to measure your worth, that did not understand the treasure it held. And in a moment of blindness, it stumbled. It let you go. Time stood still as you fell. And then the sound, a sharp, shattering crack that echoed through my creation. The sickening impact against the cold, stone floor. The sound of your soul breaking into pieces. The perfume, that precious love, spilled out violently, wasted on the dust and indifference of the ground. Your purpose, your beauty, your wholeness, all of it now lay in sharp, broken fragments. You were no longer a vessel. You were an open wound, a danger to anyone who came close, a ruin of what you once were. Those who passed by muttered, "It's useless now. It's trash. Just sweep up the pieces and forget it." And that, my daughter, is the very same voice that has been whispering in your ear. But not this potter. I do not run from what is broken. With infinite majesty and a love that makes the mountains tremble, I knelt. Not with anger at the hand that dropped you, but with a deep sorrow for the wound it gave you. My hands, the same hands that created you, began to gather every piece. The large one representing your identity. The small one, that happy memory that now brings pain. Even the dust of the alabaster, those pulverized hopes you thought were lost forever. I left not a single fragment behind. And I did not use some earthly glue that only hides the cracks. No. I opened the very veins of my own glory and poured out liquid gold, my divine essence, upon your wounds. With infinite care, I traced every line of rupture, every sharp edge. And where there was once a painful fracture, a river of healing light now flowed. When I finished, the vessel was not the same. Oh no, it was infinitely more glorious. The scars, which were your shame, became a map of my grace. The golden seams caught the sunlight and made it dance, telling a much deeper story, not of how you were broken, but of how fiercely you were loved and restored by your Creator. Now your value had multiplied. You were no longer simply a beautiful vessel. You were a testament, a masterpiece of redemption. My daughter, you are not listening to the story of a vessel. You are hearing your own. You are my work of alabaster, and I am your potter. My daughter, come closer. Do not be afraid. That betrayal shattered you, I know. I felt every crack in your soul as if it were my own. But listen to my heart. More dangerous than the wound itself are the poisonous lies the enemy has whispered into the rubble, trying to define you by your ruins. Today, with the power of my love, we will pull out every one of those thorns by the root. The first and cruelest lie, the one that has made a nest of pain in your soul, hisses like this: you are not enough. If you were more beautiful, smarter, more spiritual, if you were better, you wouldn't have been betrayed. Oh my beloved, that lie has turned you into your own judge and jury. It has made you frantically search for your own flaws in the mirror, as if you had to find a reason to justify another's failure. It has convinced you that you are defective, unworthy of loyalty, easily discarded. Now take a deep breath and let my unchangeable truth flood every cell of your being. The one who betrayed you did not measure your worth. They revealed their own spiritual blindness and their inability to guard a sacred treasure. Think of this. Does a blind man who cannot see the sunrise diminish the glory of the sun? Does a wooden chest blame the diamond it contains for being unable to bear its brilliance? Never. Your worth, my daughter, did not diminish for even an instant. Your worth is eternal, forged in my heart before the world began. It was simply placed in hands that lacked the strength and discernment to hold something so precious. Their betrayal was not a referendum on your dignity. It was a confession of their own inner poverty. The second lie, the one that chains you to the past with shackles of fear, says, you can never trust again. Love is just another word for pain. To protect yourself means closing your heart forever. This lie is cunning because it disguises itself as wisdom, as self-protection. It tells you that building walls of stone is the only way to avoid being hurt again. But a walled-off heart is not a safe heart. It is a heart in prison, unable to give and receive the life I long for you to have. My resonant truth, the one that demolishes every fortress of fear, is this: I am love. And in my love, there is no shadow of deceit, no trace of betrayal. My love is not the fragile, imperfect love of mortals. It is your anchor in the storm, your unbreachable refuge, the one truth that will never fail you. What you have experienced is the painful but necessary lesson to differentiate between the conditional love of men and my unconditional, eternal covenant of love. This wound is not the end of your capacity to love. On the contrary, it is the beginning of your wisdom. I am graduating you from a naive love to a discerning love. I am teaching you to anchor your heart first and completely in me, so that from the fullness of my affection, you can love others without disintegrating if they fail you. And now, the most devastating lie of all. The one that has become your silent identity. The one that screams at you each morning when you wake. You are broken, damaged, incomplete forever. My truth, the one that makes the foundations of hell tremble and echoes throughout all eternity, declares over you in this moment: you are not broken. You are being rebuilt for my greatest glory. Now, I want you to seal this truth deep within your spirit. This is the moment for your miracle. If you can, gently close your eyes. If you can't, simply quiet your soul and focus your entire being on my voice. Take a deep breath. Feel my presence, my peace filling the air around you. I want you, without fear, to visualize your heart. Not as you wish it were, but as you feel it right now. Look at it with honesty. See the deep cracks, the sharp edges left by hurtful words, the open wounds that still bleed with every memory. Do not look away. I am looking at it with you, and my gaze is not one of judgment, but of infinite compassion that embraces you. Now, with the force of your will, as the bravest act of faith you have ever performed, I want you to take that shattered heart in your spiritual hands. Feel its weight, its trembling, its pain, and extend it to me. Say it aloud or in the most intimate whisper of your soul: Father, I give you my broken heart. I can't do this anymore. Take it. Feel how my hands, the hands that hold the universe, now receive and cradle your heart. Feel the warmth of my divine presence enveloping it. I'm not judging it. I'm holding it like a newborn child. And now look with the eyes of your soul. From my palms begins to flow my liquid gold, my healing light, the very substance with which I paint the stars and give life to creation. Watch as this golden river not only covers the surface wounds but pours deep inside every crack, every fissure, every dark corner you thought would never heal. I'm not gluing the pieces back together. I am reforging your heart in the fire of my love. Feel the sharp, stabbing pain begin to dissolve, transforming into a warm, profound peace that surpasses all understanding. Now give me the memories, those faces, those words, those moments that replay like daggers in your mind. Watch me take them one by one and submerge them in the river of my grace. I am not erasing the lesson you learned, my daughter. I am removing the poison. I am washing away the pain, the humiliation, and the fear, leaving only the wisdom and strength that were born from that trial. Take one more deep breath and feel your new heart beating within you. It is no longer fragile. It is strong. It is resilient. Its scars are not marks of shame. They are seals of glory. They are the irrefutable proof that you have known immense pain, yes, but that you have been personally rebuilt by the hands of the King of the universe. This heart is now betrayal-proof because its source of life, its value, and its security no longer depend on anyone but me. Don't move, stay with me, because what I have given you is not just healing, it is preparation. And now I am going to reveal the sacred purpose I hid within that painful betrayal. It was the key I used to set you free from a prison you didn't even know you were in, and to throw open the gates of the palace I have prepared for you. Feel that new beat, the pulse of a rebuilt heart. Strong. Oh, mine. Stay with me now, because the healing you've received is not the end of the story. It is the preparation for the greatest revelation. You have asked me 1,000 times in the darkness, "Why, Father? Why did you allow it?" And I have remained silent, not out of indifference, but because the answer could not be heard by a broken heart, only by one that is being healed. Listen to me, beloved daughter. That betrayal was not a simple accident. It was not an attack from the enemy that took me by surprise. In the mystery of my sovereignty, what the enemy designed to destroy you, I signed off on as an order of liberation. It was a demolition controlled by heaven. You see, without realizing it, you were living in a prison. A beautiful prison, perhaps, with walls you called security and bars you mistook for love. It was the prison of others' approval, where your worth rose and fell with someone else's gaze. It was the prison of emotional dependency, where your happiness hung by a fragile thread held by human hands, which inevitably grow tired and fail. It was the prison of a smaller destiny, a forever designed by man that kept you tied to a land that was not your promised land. It was a comfortable cage, yes, perhaps even a golden one, but a cage nonetheless, that kept you from flying at the altitude for which I created you. While you were in there, I would whisper to you about your true identity, about the plans for greatness I have for you, but my voice was muffled by the walls of that relationship. I needed to get you out. And that betrayal, that unbearable pain you felt like an execution, that was the sound of your cell door lock shattering into 1,000 pieces. The blow that brought you to your knees was the force that pulverized the foundations of your prison. It set you free. It set you free from the need to beg for a love that was not freely given. It set you free from the illusion that your completeness could be found in another person and not in me. The pain forced you to search for a love that would not break, a loyalty that would not fail. It forced you to seek me in a way you never had before. It tore you from the arms of an earthly love to deposit you into the safety of my eternal arms. And now, lift your spiritual eyes. Look where I have brought you. You are no longer among the rubble of your prison. You are on the threshold of the palace I have prepared for you since before the foundation of the world. The palace of your divine purpose. This is not a place of mere survival. It is a place of dominion. In its halls, you will learn to walk with an authority that comes not from approval, but from your heavenly bloodline. In its gardens, you will find a peace so deep that the anxiety of abandonment cannot take root. In its throne room, You will not serve the whims of another. You will sit by my side to rule over the life I have given you. Every tear you shed has watered the ground of this place. Every broken piece of your heart has been used as a mosaic on the floor of this palace. Your story of pain will not be a shameful secret, but the tapestry that will hang at the entrance, a beacon of hope for my other daughters who are still trapped. The betrayal was not the end of your story. It was the violent and necessary prologue to the beginning of your true reign. Your healing is not the final destination. It is your coronation. Now, slowly open your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the solid ground beneath you, the reality around you. But make no mistake, you are not the same woman who started listening to this message. The air you breathe is the same, but you have been transformed from the inside out. The divine gold, my very essence, has begun to permanently seal the cracks in your heart. Healing is not a 20-minute event. It is a sunrise, and the sun has just appeared on the horizon of your soul. But healing without purpose is incomplete. Therefore, I am not giving you a suggestion now, but a commission, an activation of your royal identity. A divine mandate for you to walk in the healing you have just received, because the world, the enemy, and your own memory will try to snatch it away from you. This is the first command of your new life, your discipline of royalty. Every morning for this next week, before the world whispers its lies to you, before your phone tells you who you should be or what you lack, before the echo of old wounds tries to define your day, you will stand in front of the mirror. Do not do it like a routine. Do it as a sacred act, like a warrior queen putting on her armor. You will look directly into your own eyes. Those eyes that I designed, that have cried bitter tears but are now destined to shine with my glory. And with a voice that refuses to tremble, you will place your hand on your heart and declare the truth of heaven over your life. Do not whisper it like a victim. Declare it like the queen you are. Say it with me. I am a beloved daughter of the King. My worth is non-negotiable, and my heart is safe, whole, and protected in the invincible hands of my Creator. Do this every single morning. At first, your mind may rebel. Your memory will present the facts of the pain, the images of the betrayal, the scars. It will scream that you are lying. But you will not answer your memory. You will speak to your spirit. Do it until your spirit believes it more than your memory does. Do it until the truth of who you are in me becomes heavier, more real, and louder than the lie of what was done to you. Do it until one day you look in the mirror and the one looking back is not the wounded woman, but the warrior princess I have always seen. This is your sword. Wield it. Your journey of healing has not ended. In fact, it has just begun on the right path. And I, who know the map of your soul, know the exact next word your newly strengthened spirit needs to seal this miracle. The video you see on your screen right now is not an algorithm's suggestion. It is a divine appointment that I have arranged for you. It is the next step in the choreography of your restoration. Don't see it as an option. See it as my hand, extended, inviting you into the next room of your inner palace. Trust my guidance. Tap the screen and allow the masterpiece of rebuilding your world on the foundation of my unbreakable love to continue. Now go and let the light from your rebuilt heart shine so brightly that it blinds the darkness.